And so the Raven had his name. The sisters had betrayed him, and he was walking to the Valley of the Dead at the behest of a crow who was apparently the subject of some cyclopean lord. This was not a very good week for Prometheus, all things told, but he smiled and walked towards the adventure head-on. After all, it would mean that he might be able to save his friend Maker Varn. Assuming he was still alive, of course, where they could get to his body in time to resurrect. He did still have that scroll, after all. Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, with me, McGammar. Well, I think I covered everything in that little monologue there, so let's go into the Valley of the Dead. Let us begin. Large imposing gate, yeah, that tracks. But is it open or closed? Can we just levitate over that? Probably not.
I need to catch my breath.
Amiri, get her sorted. We have lesser restorations for this reason. You have a couple. Go ahead. Cat, let's take a look around. Perception DC. Take a look at that in a sec. Take the food. Anything around the edges? More plants? Why not? More food? Won't say no to that. Yellowed ancient bones are scattered among the sparse grass and shale. Can't fail this.
Finished.
There are tracks in the dirt. Numerous people on foot passed through the gate in the valley beyond not long ago. Alright, yeah, that tracks with the information we were told. Well, let's go up to the gate. Yeah, there's the Raven. A towering gate blocks your path. The pillars flanking the gates are carved into the mountain itself, and both the gate and the pillar rise so high as to obscure the mists above. The gate is sealed, but you see no lock. Not even a handle. We'll study the gate. Gates are covered in ancient inscriptions and disturbing depictions of worship of sacrifice. But the inscriptions are far above the eye level, so much so that you have to take a few steps back to see them. In the center, there are two gates, where the two gates meet. There is a circular protrusion, and set into it are three black hooks. Yeah, alright, this tracks with everything we know so far. Examine the circular protrusion. Your initial idea, as some ancient lock lay in the center of the gate, proves you wrong. The gate is sealed, a solid wall and neither lock nor latch nor keyhole. Perhaps the gate was not meant to be opened. It was meant to seal something inside. Okay. Study the hooks set into protrusions. The gate seems built for giants and their kin, but there are three small hooks that are set into the circular protrusions of the gate, 5 feet off the ground. If the gate was meant to be for giants, it is odd that they set the hooks so low. Peering closer, you see that the hooks bear traces of soot and ash. That tracks with everything we know so far. We'll make some knowledge checks to try to get some assurance. Translate the inscription on the gate. Many of the words are lost to time and weather, but you make out some glyphs and symbols that you recognize, and from here you manage to piece together the inscription. In darkness, the doors open. In murk, the truth reveals itself. In gloom, death steps into the halls. How about we attempt to decipher the images on the gate? Depicted on the gates are 3 cyclops, great giants clad in ceremonial garb. They stand before an image of the gate, upon which is held. Each cyclops is holding aloft a lantern, and looks to the cyclops skull. Or that looks to be a cyclops skull. Okay. I can read, I swear. We'll take a step back from the gate. We'll examine the pillars. Massive pillars rise high above into the mist. You can barely imagine the power it would take to build a gigantic structure.
A mere touch of my master's power. He commands armies, slaves, servants, shapes mountains to his will. This is a monument to his reign, and his reign will come again.
Oh, I don't like this place. I feel like I did in Kadira during our raids on demon worshippers. It's very similar atmosphere. Okay, fair. Examine the left pillar. The pillar stands to the windward side, more so so it is more weathered than the rest of the gate. You can faintly make out the remains of inscriptions that once used to cover the pillar, but they are so faded by wind and the elements as to be unreadable. Let's look at the right. Time and weather have failed to destroy this bas-relief that rises from the foot of this pillar, and winds up to the mist. The pillar is covered with intricate geometric patterns, images of lotuses and other flowers, mysterious figures performing strange rituals. The attention to detail is amazing. You need hours to examine every image. Alright, step away from pillars. Wonderful art. We could just light the incense burners. We could shout out our name, but we don't want to. We could throw a stone to the gate. You know what? Let's do that. The stone flies like an arc, hits the gate, and thuds on the ground. You wait several moments in awkward silence, but nothing happens. Okay. So we do have the incense burners, because we got them and also fought the sisters to reclaim them. But the other way that says that you can open this gate is by using darkness. Unfortunately, in this game, darkness spells don't exist. So we cannot cast darkness or deeper darkness and so on and so forth. What we can do is we can cast the first level cleric spell, which I pretty much never ever cast ever, of Bane. So in order to open this gate, you either need a first level cleric, or you need to go and raid several dangerous tombs. Silly. Silly. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever. I don't know why Bane is darkness in this game, but, like, such is the way of things. Alright, what's in the rock? Oh good, another piece of an artifact. Delightful, just on the other side of a gate. We did not even need these stupid urns. Silly. Even worse, I don't think prayer would have worked either, even though prayer is a combination of bless and bane simultaneously. I'm not sure. But bane is the darkest spell we can get, I guess, so here we are. And she got tired again immediately. Alright, we could go towards this magic circle, but we can't claim it, so there's no point.
May we have a moment of respite?
No. Everyone's getting tired.
Why don't we set up camp?
Random encounter, but we can't flee, so this is scripted. Someone's on the road, get ready. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to handle everybody's fatigue. We're a little bit tired.
Time's not
We can handle that. And we have several third level spells, so let's go ahead and just use that. Get a good hope going, because we don't know how many skill checks we're going to need to do.
That is not far.
Alright, what we got here? Couple boxes and thick-skinned red zombie. Where do you say this zombie's going to get up?
Here!
Try to open this.
Done and done!
That's a Eternal Conduit. +2 scythe with arcane inscription. +2 enhancement bonus. Okay, nah. Enhancement bonus to use touch spells. We don't often use touch spells with Jaethal. It is a scythe. What we're currently using is a +2 frost scythe. I don't think the arcane inscription is going to really help us, but then at the same time, a lot of undead are just immune to frost damage anyway, so if you didn't have this scythe somehow, I suppose you could use this with Jaethal because she is an Inquisitor and she would be good with it. But I don't know. I don't know. So we lose that thing. Alright, let's try the knowledge check. Who in the party is good at world? Who is good at world? It is Octavia.
What's the holdup? I did as you asked.
Thousands of thousands are... Alright, hold on. It's going to go away. Thousands of thousands are buried at the feet of Vordekai. Thousands of thousands will embrace the darkness and rise at Master's call. Thousands of thousands will start a new age in glory of the Four Horsemen. Alright, yeah, okay. Religious cult stuff. And he's getting up. Because of course he is. Alright.
Well,
Amira, get in position. Cat, get closer. Turn base mode back on. Okay, a lot of us get turns before him. That's good.
Repent!
Yeah, he's almost down.
Unworthy.
And he's down. Easy pickings. Yeah, you see a zombie on the ground, you know they're gonna get back up. You just know. Alright, what else is gonna be on the ground here? Couple knowledge world checks and a thing to pick up. Alright, let's pick up the thing. Harbinger. +4 Giant Bane. Earthbreaker. Plus insight to AC against undead. That
done with waiting.
could be really good for Amiri. If I wasn't so intent. You know, actually, I did give her this Preacher's Warhammer. It is a holy weapon. It's one-handed, but you can use a one-handed weapon in two hands. Honestly, I feel like the holy enchantment might do better than Harbinger's other effects. That's a tough call. That's a real tough call. If I cared about her having more AC, I'd probably use Harbinger, but like the Warhammer would probably do better in attacks.
I need a challenge.
Alright. So, let's try the world check.
I did as you asked.
The tablet is covered with the names of dead Cyclops buried in the Valley of the Dead. The list ends with a statement, "May Vordekai's army rest in peace and ashes until it rises at his demand." How about the other one?
Done and done.
Okay, that's fun. We got combat immediately. So, let's see, did that say the same? No, it didn't. Those on the tablet are names of ancient clans and families that are buried in the huge cemetery. Mysterious plates, including the list, reveal free in life, obedient in death. Alright, fair enough. Now where are these Cyclops? Over there? And right where we started. Alright, so they're coming at us. Alright. Alright, no jumping. No getting the jump on them, no them not getting the jump on us. That's fine by me. Can I shoot you? I can.
This should do it.
Probably not the best thing I could do with my action, but it's what I did. Let's go over. Be ready to assist and flank. Okay, you're moving up. Ah, yes, I forgot to buff Jathal's armor again. Right. Yeah, that tracks. This one's gonna be a lot harder to take down. Magic missiles. Good rolls there. Good rolls. Let's knock you down. That's a thing of beauty. And the other one will get a turn, but that's fine.
Consider me provoked.
Minimal damage. Okay, Cat can probably finish this off. Now that we have the flanking benefit. And you can 5 foot in.
Wretched things.
And finish it off. We are pretty effective at this whole combat thing. Okay, what we got going on over here? Any other loot I missed? Doesn't look like it. A narrow bridge. Is there going to be more Cyclops on the other? Of course there is. Why did I even ask? Of course there is.
Command me.
Maximized, knock him down. Charge it up.
Enemy approaching.
Nearly 100 damage.
A calculated
Free shot. Honestly, we might just want to have you get in there, but, you can't move fast past the frontliners. That's a problem.
This is for you!
Can you charge? You can. You could charge if I didn't have Jaethal charge. It might have been more effective, but oh well. We do what we do. We buff up you. Maybe you can get in there. No, alright, yeah, I'm gonna give her back the reach weapon. It's too integral to my strategy.
This will hurt.
Don't need a sing. Got plenty of people for flanking. Just a little bit of it. And destroyed. Amazing. Amazing. Did we get a crit there? No, we just did 28 damage. No, wait, no, that's how much the other thing. Yeah, we did 100 damage again. Oh, that's fun. Oh, scythe crits are so juicy. Couple more things to loot here.
I did as you asked.
The list of clans and families has seen better days. Someone cracked the tablet and scraped off carved names. You notice the word written on the neat lines underneath, and it reads, Traitor. Ah.
I did as you asked.
The Master of Death will call out to those who are buried under his feet. Those who rejected Vordekai will become servants to him. Great Vordekai will unite sworn enemies with a common cause after his goal. Common afterlife goal, rather. Implementing his will. Yeah, he doesn't want a nation, he wants slaves. I suppose that's what a lot of necromancers want, is loads and loads of mindless undead obeying their every command and whim. Getting them anything and everything they want. That is the trope, is it not? And it works out so well for them, so often. Alright, so we aren't tired right now, but how long will we go before we are? Yep, immediately.
Hungry. When we stop.
And there's the fatigue. Vordekai's tomb. Well, we're here. We kind of thought that we'd be going to a place like this. Weird that we haven't run into anything from the Varnhold vanishing yet. The whole Varnhold DLC. I did make sure I imported the save. I even went back and did that part again, as I said.
I need to catch my breath.
Now, let's see. So we've done all this so far, and now we're here. The doors of Vortekai's grim, ancient abode lie open to us. Will we be able to find our way back out of this ghastly grave? Well, there's no time to worry about that now. We have to discover what happened to Varnhold, and whether its inhabitants can still be saved. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. The dead man's face is frozen in terror. His corpse lies in an unnatural position. His back arched, his fingers clutching his throat. Okay. Alright, so he's suffocated or poison?
A trivial matter.
A subtle sickening smell is rising from the holes in the floor. Alright, yeah, so poison. That's what... The raven gleefully calls and echoes the walls. You came, half-elf. Past the ancient gate, through the valley of the dead. You've struck down all who stood in your path. Despite the danger awaiting you, you still came, My master knew you'd be a worthy servant. One more step, half-elf. The sanctuary of my master lies beyond. Accept your fate without fear. The Vordekai will be merciful, but remember, once you open the door before you, there will be no turning back. After I walk through this door, I hope to never see you again, Crow. Don't waste your breath on foolish jests. My master doesn't like to wait, and you've been trying his patience long enough. Uh-huh. Alright, so... he already told us that once we open this door, we're not going to be able to go back. And everybody who's in this room is dead. Due to poison. Probably due to holes. Alright, but we need to rest. And I don't think that we can rest in the entryway because, like, the camp rolls and backpacks... oh, I guess we could! Huh. Yeah, you know what? That seems safer. Let's rest here. Come on, Octavia. It's your favorite thing! Sleep! But before that, did I prepare my spells for the highest level I possibly could right now? I did. Alright, it's fun to double check. It's not fun to double check, but it's necessary to double check. I feel another snowball could be good. I feel... let's get another haste. You never have enough haste. Oh boy, acid pit. And how about... a baleful polymorph here? That could be good. Yeah, this seems good. This seems like a... but echolocation in case we... I don't think we're going to be fighting Fae anytime soon. I think it's going to be mostly zombies. We'll have this for later. Besides, we have one prepared. We're good. And we're mostly fighting zombies, so Cloud Kill won't really be that great right now. I could swap out other spells. I don't feel like it. Okay. Sleep. And sleep. Alright, let's double check on this. Make sure that we're reading and eating. Okay. I could choose to have one of our meals. You know what? Actually, that might be a good idea right now. Let's, who can cook? Who can cook that isn't necessary? You both are bad at this. Okay, Are you guys better at this? You can be. So, plus 18. What do we want to cook? Fortitude saves? That could be good. Fortitude helps with most death effects and such. Fast healing 1. For a whole day. Wow, actually. Wow, actually. Like, that's incredibly powerful. Plus 1 to all spell save DCs for a day. That's also really good. More rest before getting fatigued. Temporary hit points. I think, given what we're doing right now, I think we want that fortitude save bonus. What's the DC on this? 25. Okay, I have pretty good odds of failing. If that's the case, maybe... yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's a lot better, actually. Let's do that.
Hey, Amiri, why don't we go to a fashionable dress shop once we get to the city? I promise we'll make a real beauty out of you.
What? You want me to pull on a dress? Maybe I should start brushing my teeth, too.
Yes, you probably should. At least one of those things. Nothing wrong with wearing a dress every now and again. It's good to make yourself look fancy. It makes you feel better about yourself. Oh no! Oh no! The game's auto-saving, and so it's going to take... it might potentially crash the game again. Well, I'll see you guys in a bit. And it's working again. Okay, welcome back. So, Let's push this thing into floor. But I don't know... Alright, so it sounds like gas is going to happen. So
All
before we
according
push
to
that,
plan. I'm listening.
given that it's probably poison, we should probably just buff everybody now. So let's do... delay poison.
Ready for anything.
Turn on the extend wand. Give us a good hope. You
I won't let you
look
down.
over at Amiri and give us a enlarged person. You get yourself a shield.
What
You get yourself... your spells don't really last that long.
No mistakes.
Right here, my
You give us a bless. Okay. Now that that's done, you give us all... the neutralized poison. I forgot about that. That's the primary thing that we're getting right now.
About a big sword if they
I
can't
need
carry
to
one.
concentrate. Becoming distracted leads to becoming dismembered.
Give us an extended haste. You're still casting that.
Share your
You get yourself with a mirror image. Okay, so she's enlarged. Everything's good. We'll drop a quick save. That way we're done with all the buffing. It's important, but it does take time. And we use the button. What does that do? It did say it would shut the door behind us, and there it is. And there's the gas. And there's loads of Cyclops everywhere. Alright. Yeah, this is about what I expected. We do have to jump on them, though. Which I find unusual, given that they should be jumping out at us. Maybe this is because they're coming out of their sarcophagi.
You forced my hand.
Alright, well, I'll take it. Can I 5 foot? Yeah. So you charge them. 32 sneak attack. You
Let's
go after
try
him.
this way.
They're flat-footed, so I should be able to obliterate them with a scorching ray. Like so. Alright, you go and engage the closest one. And you go and engage the furthest one. Alright. Now everybody has a dance partner. How delightful. Let's fire some magic missiles at... Okay, I'm pretty sure the cat can finish that one off. This one has the most health. Magic missiles it is. You... We don't want the burn. Blasted. Down you go. Which means that you're freed up to go after this one now. Now we have flanking benefits. We do want it dead, though. Yeah, it goes before Jay thought. We go.
This should do it.
Our damage isn't great, but that's not what we're here for. And...
You can't stop me.
very nice. I don't think we could have handled that any better. Maybe using less spells, but whatever. Sure is nice having haste and being able to move.
Follow my lead.
Gotta make good use of our time. Stop. Only Octavia picked that.
Done and done.
In due
You
time.
should take
Another trap.
I did as you asked.
So that's trap.
I see.
Technically
something.
trap 4 inside this crypt.
I did
I
as
count
you
that first room as a trap.
How curious.
Done and done.
I like the speed. I've walked into the enemy. This is fine. Can I charge right through? I can! Go get him. 6 attacks. Magic missile. Didn't quite finish it. Oh, there's 2 of them. Alright, let's get out of Amiri's way.
Advance.
You can do... Explosion in the back? Can you gather power and not... No, you have to... Alright. No powering it up. Can you just move and erupt them? Actually, if we're gonna do that, go for the one that's very high on health. Yeah, go for this one. Well, it's not very high on health now.
A calculated risk.
Yeah, I'll just finish it off. No prob. No prob. We can't charge, but we have a bajillion move thanks to haste. And we can finish this one off before it gets a turn. Feels good. Don't have flanking here. So no sense using anything good. Loads and loads of damage. Okay, I don't think Magic Missile will do it with that little health left. Try. Yeah, I know. Lots of attacks, but our cat's AC is actually pretty high.
Unworthy.
Alright, that one's down. Oh, there's water here.
That is not far.
Still buffed with haste. I'm being very careful with my haste timer, so that's why I make sure I pause when I look at the map, because I want to make sure I get max... Hydras! Hydras!
As it should be.
State
no,
your
just get in.
You cannot stand against me.
We have haste rounds ticking. We can't wait.
This will hurt.
The best thing you can do is buff the cat. It's free. It's infinite. You are not close enough to be able to sneak attack, so you must get closer. You... Throw a rock.
Taste my fury.
We missed. We rolled a 1. That happens. Alright, we'll provoke, because apparently these things aren't flat-footed right now. That's fine. Alright, didn't need the rock. They're not undead, so the holy weapon won't do so good here, but that's okay. We still hit it really hard.
Let's try this one.
Not bad damage, all things considered. Could have been better, but not bad. We continue to buff the cat. That is the move. Down you go.
This is for you.
Oh, we did get sneak attack on it.
This is going to hurt.
Yeah, bones and fish scales are scattered across the floor.
All according
We have no problem dealing with hydras at this point.
See.
You can count on me.
What do we got over there? A lootable thing. Go get it. Okay, so look at the map. We didn't have a way to go over here, but it looks like there's artifacts of passages along the other areas. So where do we go? Do we have to swim, I guess. Underwater stairs. Huh. Well,
That was easy.
did we get experience for that? We did. You know what? Let's go back.
Done.
Cool. And we got experience for going back. It's not infinite experience. We only get it the first time that we succeed, but we did succeed going forward and back and forward. So, experience. Sure, an extra 240. Nothing to sneeze at. Black and white geometric patterns adorn the ceramic vase.
in due time.
The amphora is described with paintings of white lotuses. Art! This jar depicts Cyclops engaged in competition, running a race from the looks of it. Yeah, there were people too. The surface of the spot depicts a Cyclops studying a pile of books and a manuscript. Yeah!
Follow my lead.
We cannot open that, but what if we use the pressure plate on the floor? We got it. Feel like we got everything in that room. The game is going pretty slow in spite of us having haste. But I'm okay with that. That just means that the timers are ticking slower too. That is the Raven. Okay, let's make a quick save because I'm pretty sure I don't like anything the Raven has to do with anything.
I'm impressed. You still breathe.
Yeah, I held the breath briefly, but now I'm breathing again, which is weird because we're in a tomb. Does that mean that it has air vents somewhere that allow us to breathe? Why would you need that in a tomb? Oh well, I'm gonna stop thinking about it from there. Let's see. I was hoping you'd remain outside. Must I kill you to keep you from hounding me?
Don't count on that. Don't count on that. I want to take a closer look on those who followed you to the sanctuary of my master. Let's start with the person closest to you. Which of your band has the honor of being your dearest friend?
Okay, so I have the option of naming any of my comrades now as my dearest friend. But we were warned that names are a weapon. And giving this guy a name sounds like a really bad idea. I don't want to name anybody. But I have no time for your taunts and riddles, Crow.
How much longer are you going to bother me, bird? I'm Jathal. Take my name and choke on it. Show yourself again. You'll regret it.
I'll remember your name.
Jathal, you idiot.
In due time.
What a surprise.
Well, so I have to give them a name, otherwise a person from my party is going to give their name. And I'm going to guess that's listed based on the order of arrangement here. Maybe it's random, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But, like, of all the people who could have given their name, I guess Jathal is a fine pick. So let's save the game again before we get to this fight so I don't accidentally walk into a trap and trigger it. Amiri, go. And the charge got cancelled for no reason. Fine, whatever, game. Whatever, game. Alright.
How curious.
More traps? Yeah, you,
Not doing it wrong.
Yep, you just
Spell
flubbed, I guess.
wrong.
You stubbed your toe on a little tile on the floor or something. I don't know. Of all the game bugs I get in this game, that does seem to be the one I encounter the most. What? Okay, this didn't look like it ran over a trap. So it didn't. That one is flat-footed on the floor.
I'll fight if I have to.
We love to see that. Let's take this one out, if we can. Down you go! Then you have to spend your turn getting back up off the floor. So that way you cast a prayer. Okay, that's fine. The mirror image ate a hit. Love to see that. They'll get a turn later, so let's try and carve this one down.
Despicable.
I can blast 3 of them like this. We do have reach, so we don't have to risk going in there. Yeah, let's do that. Popped it. I could move up and channel positive energy to harm undead. But... There are 3 of them. Yeah, let's give that a go. But their saves are really good. The damage on that was actually really bad. That was not worth it. Probably because Mystic Theurge doesn't make my channels any better than what it is. That's fine. Okay, so what if we 5-foot step over this way, and then full attack? we couldn't get over to the other one. That's fine. So that one got a turn. That one's not flanked. I don't know if it got a turn yet. No, it did, because it attacked Jathal. So, the only way for me to reliably get flanks right now is to cast invisibility on myself. Which I do have greater invisibility. I have had this spell forever. I don't cast it because it only lasts rounds.
You can't stop me!
Either way, I don't think we need a big spell for this particular combat. Let's knock this one down. This for Jathal some more. Mirror image is holding up.
Advance!
This should do it.
Yeah, it looks like the haste wore off, but that's okay.
Bring it! I'll try to make this swift.
Yeah, I think with the cat going, we don't... Yeah, we're good. Alright, Octavia, do your thing.
I did as you asked.
What are the odds of our success? We have a plus 32, the DC is 38. Yeah, we're fine.
What a surprise.
We're fine.
I did as you asked.
Oh, another lock thing? Scroll cure moderate, sure. Potion of displacement, sure. DC 22 to open that box. Real easy loot. Easy.
Done and done. I did as
I kind
you
of wish we
asked.
knew what spells were in the trap. Why I disable it. Just for the sake of completion, but, I'll take what I get. Oh, another artifact fragment. Love to see that. Love to see that. Open the door. Doesn't look too terribly trapped.
As it should be.
These stairs go down. Flanking statues.
In due time.
Love to see that. Knowledge Arcana check. Ooh. Ooh, someone made a check there. There are barely visible letters. Oh, no, there are several barely visible hatches on the ceiling. I hate the sound of that. Hate the sound of that. Okay, so let's drop a quick save here. What do you think? Making this check will probably spawn, I don't know, undead fish?
I did as you asked.
Lost relic. Okay. On this bas-relief, a cyclops clad in ceremonial robes raises a luminous sphere aloft, the Oculus of Abaddon, a gift from the Horsemen of the Death. As at the feet of the cyclops crawl numerous people who kneel or prostrate themselves before him. Okay. So, what do we do then? Do we just kneel before that? How do we open that? Probably not that. Okay, so... It does look like there's a thing beyond there. I don't think... Do we cast darkness here?
Share your troubles.
Would that do it? It's a thought. No. That does not appear to be the way. I'm not sure. It certainly looks like there's something beyond it, though. Maybe...
Something bothering you?
Maybe I cast Dimension Door? Would that get me through there? We could give that a shot. That is a spell that he knows. That's a spell that we know. So, yeah, let's give it a go. So let's try Dimension Door Mass. And put us over here. Ah, no, you need line of effective position. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I thought it was worth a shot.
Follow my lead.
I do have the quick save from before I interacted with that statue. You know what? Let's quick save again. I lost the Bane, but, like, whatever. It's fine. Maybe I don't need it for another door deeper down. Okay,
All
before I
according to
interact with
plan.
that, let's look at the door. Door's locked. Okay, let's interact with the thing. Okay, here we go. After trekking through the gloomy dungeon, we finally arrived at a heavy stone door, decorated with lots of fancy carvings. As soon as we touched it, though, we heard a click from within the wall, followed by a suspicious noise above our heads. A heartbeat later, before we even had a chance to guess what was happening, some rusty hatches opened above our heads, and murky water from the river began flooding into the room. The room filled rapidly, threatening to trap us in a watery grave. Along with the water, sand and mud from the riverbed poured in, as well as some of the underwater plants and some scared fish that weren't fast enough to escape. It can be hard to keep your cool in a situation like this, but while some of us were praying to the gods or complaining about not having the time to finish Galarian's next great novel, the others tried to. I imagine that last line is implying that Jubilos might have been here. We could just use trickery and open the door. We could try to find a mechanism to disarm the trap, though. We're really good at that. Or we could shut the ceiling hatches with strength. We're not very good at this. We're going to try and look for a mechanism. We quickly searched every corner, but there was no sign of any controlling mechanism. What we did discover, though, was a long, narrow crack in the side bas-relief. Determined as ever, our Baron plunged a dagger into the crack, and the wall gave in, revealing the door to a hidden room. These ancient architects sure knew how to build their traps, and were good at building hidden rooms, too. Specifically the kind that you could use to hide from a triggered trap. The room behind the bas-relief wasn't spacious, but was big enough to save everyone. After several minutes, the noise behind the door stopped. May the prehistoric pipes get clogged with mud, or maybe the trap was just itself off. Either way, we waited for the water to drain through the cracks in the floor before looking back into the gloomy room that almost spelled our doom. That's where I found the remains of someone who hadn't been as lucky as we had. As the water had sucked into the mud and fish from the river, it also pulled the twisted skeletons of some drowned adventurers, still clad in tattered traveler's clothes. The poor soul didn't have anything in their pockets to hint who they might have been or where they came from, but we did find a pouch of coins. After one more look into that scary place, our group carefully moved on, advancing further into the depths of the sepulchre. Ah, so that took us north. Okay.
In due time.
How curious.
To a trap. So you hide from a trap to get the trap. Cyclops, am I right?
Done and done.
A bunch of stuff. Random potions and scrolls, not bad. Won't say no to any of that. How do we get back? I guess this.
Let's make
Ah.
this quick.
Okay, well, sure. I guess this room was designed with combat in mind. We still have our rod. We have one more use of our rod. Let's save that. But I do think it's time that we buff with a normal haste. Yeah, going first is good. Alright, what enemy is over there? You. What can I get you with? I guess I know prayer. It's only one enemy. You know what? Yeah, let's just buff the cat. Buffing the cat just seems like a pretty generally good use of the turn. Now you can go and try and delete this thing. Never mind, it's somehow not pounceable, in spite of that looking like a straight line. There's probably like a pebble on the floor or something. Alright, what can you pounce then? Nothing! The answer is nothing. Normal attack. Cat's at a little bit over half health. Oh, that's way too close for comfort. Let's get out of there. Please stop. Okay. Can I full attack that one? No, because this one's right in our face.
Unworthy.
Easily handled, though. Another will save attempt. Okay, sure. Nasty, mean Cyclops. This one hasn't got a turn yet, so let's try to blast it with the Scorching Ray.
Go.
Plenty of damage, but not enough. But is not enough plenty? Oh wow, it hit me. No, I didn't like that. No, I didn't like that at all. You have earned my ire.
A calculated risk.
Alright, now we buff the cat. And now the cat can delete this. Very nice. Just enough on those rolls. Can we knock you down? Mm-hmm. That tracks. Smack you, and leave just enough for you. Smack you. Yeah, you got a prayer. Big whoop. We have... They're usually used to immune to frost, so snowballs probably weren't the best idea. I don't want to use a Scorching Ray. Do I have a wand to Scorching Ray? I have rather fearless. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Do I have a wand to Scorching Ray, actually? Heroism, Grease. Sort alphabetically. No, it looks like we don't. What would apply here? What would be a good wand to just stick if I don't feel like using my own spells, but it has to be better than... Nah, none of these really apply. That's real unfortunate. Oh well, Acid Splash.
Consider provoked.
It's still a sneak attack. The mirror image continues to be holding us up, keeping us alive.
This will hurt.
Buffing the cat is probably still the best idea. They're resistant to the arrows. Okay. And then you knock him down again. And now we get some full attacks.
They go down!
Nice. Okay. You loot them. You go up here and loot them. You go over here and loot them. Yep. Right there. Everybody go over here and loot them. Very nice. Collect everything in a nice little puddle.
That is not far.
Okay. More enemies here. Let's try to fit the party properly. And then... Cat go. Okay, you can't from that angle. Over here, then.
Face me if
Ah, I walked into it. Whatever. Alright. Let's do it and
Let's
shoot.
try this way.
Extra ability hit can't hurt me. Move up a little.
this is for you.
Just a little sneak attack as a treat. Okay, you can't get... You can get you! There might be traps in the room. That seems like a really bad idea, actually. You know what? Let's go here. Ah, you have cleave too. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, none of that from you. Can you finish that one off? You can.
Wretched things.
Very reliable ability hit. Move up a little bit, just to be sure. Yeah, buff cat again. Yeah, my cat's really low on health now. That was another will save against Amiri. That's another prayer there. My Sonic Blast can get 2 of them, but not 3. If that's the case... Let's 5-foot step forward. And take some shots.
This should do it.
It gets reduced, but... It's not a limitless resource. My spells. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. I think we use Scorching Ray. Now there's slightly less of them. That's good. Can we full attack? No. No matter what we do, we can't full attack. That's a shame. If that's the case, let's move over here. Get hit. Sure, why not? Down you go. Is this one lower on health? It is. That's a caster, so it's probably going to get up and cast a spell anyway. Yeah, we'll keep on being powerful meanies to this one.
Despicable.
Down. And we can't do anything to this one, really. Let's buff Amiri in case it tries to cast Hold Person again. So it did. So it did. And it looks like we made our save. That's good. Move up and attack. We absolutely do not have flanking, but if we wait, we might. Let's see if we need it.
Bring it!
We didn't. And there's also no trap in the room, so I could have pounced it immediately right off the bat. I was paranoid for little reason.
Oh, look!
Ooh, a hidden thing. Yeah, let's do this. But first, the cat's really hurt. The cat's really hurt. Let's, Two channels tops us up nicely, but it doesn't really do it for the cat. The cat needs more. And the cat can't just quaff potions like I would do for everybody else. We might need that today. I never use Control Fireball. We use Cure on the cat. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Okay. What's down these stairs? Is it death?
All according to plan.
This boss relief depicts a cataclysm, cracking earth, crumbling houses, and the dead. Dead and dying, and then bands desperately reaching towards the sky. Yeah, that sounds like something the Horseman of Death would like.
I did as you asked.
A +2 tower shield?
Follow my lead.
An Estoc, Forsaken Edge. Unholy, finesse-wielding Estoc. Well, weird combination. We're probably just going to end up selling that, but if you have an Estoc user in your party, that's fine. Alright, what we got going on over here? The stone altar is covered with dried black blood and soot. Hey, Jathal, does undead blood work on that? Let's see. Trap altar. Trap deals 0 constitution damage to Jathal. Ah, okay, so if it was anybody but Jathal, it would have did con damage. Okay. That might be important. Yeah, there's the Raven again.
That is not far.
Brace yourself. The throne room is near. Are you ready to meet great Vordekai? Are you ready to accept the gift of serving my master?
Get gone from here, Crow. Actually, no, that's not witty enough. Here's the real question. Is he ready to die? For that's what awaits him at my hands.
My master awaits. But before you enter his presence, Vordekai has no use for the weak, nor any who beg for mercy. But he sees value in using such souls as heralds for his coming. The question is, who is weakest among you? Who should be sent away, disregarded? Pick the weakest among you to fly from here in fear and serve Vordekai in their flight. The great Vordekai will let them keep their lives, but makes no promises after this.
Alright, so we know what happens if we don't name somebody. Somebody just steps forth and names themselves. So we want to name somebody. It's not necessarily picking whose weakness, it's just picking a name of someone who, like... who you think can survive whatever is going to happen. So I'm going to name Casey. Raven makes no response. It peers at you a moment, then calls loudly and takes flight into the darkness.
I am ready.
Because her name isn't Casey. That feels fun. Okay, we push this thing to the floor, but there's another altar up here. And another button up here. So we'll use this altar up here with Jathal.
My attention.
Which appears to have disabled something on those statues. Not really sure what.
I did as you asked.
As it should be.
And you know what? We'll continue to explore more of this next time. Because I'm pretty much at the limit of my time for the day. So thank you all so much for watching. And joining me along this path. Oh boy! Ancient cyclopean dooms! Traps! Puzzles! That said, the puzzles so far haven't been what they were in the previous tomb that we went into. But you know, like, there's probably going to be a puzzle. And we're not done seeing all the traps that we have in store for us. So thank you all so much for watching. And maybe we'll see more of this path together in the future. Later, Pathfinders.